Hi everybody, Dr. Patrick Frayne with Frayne Family Chiropractic Wellness Center and Laser Therapy of Green Bay. And we are on site today with a very special patient of ours, Mr. Mark Garish, with the Academy for the Art of Metal Shaping. This is truly a special individual where he has spent his entire career making these phenomenal builds that you see in front of us today with his incredible skills and talents for people that he's going to tell us about. He also is going to share his journey with us with chiropractic care and with laser therapy. So Mark, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Right now, I'd like for you to share with our audience a little bit about who have you built some of these cars for in your history?
Jay Leno. I met him out in California. We were shooting pictures for a magazine with a gentleman by the name of Bobby Kimball, who was a lead singer for an old band called Toto. We were shooting pictures of him, and I hear this rumbling coming down the mountain, and I stopped the guy, and I said, "Would you mind if we took some pictures?" And he said, "No, it's fine." So I went back over by them, by the photographer and Kimball, and I said, "This guy's going to let us." "Do you know who that is, man? That's Jay Leno."
Phenomenal.
Who's Jay Leno? Next thing I know, we're building a car for him.
That's spectacular.
So that was a lot of fun. Frank Beard of ZZ Top, rock band, and that was a lot of fun. Building a car that never existed, a Ferrari GTO Spider.
Wow.
You know, there was 42 of the original cars that were built. No, there wasn't. There was 36. So it was 36 cars, and he wanted one of these Spiders that I had built for another guy, but the other fellow's was a longer wheelbase. This was a shorter wheelbase like the original GTO was, 94.4-inch wheelbase. Wow. He needed it for Christmas a year and a half later because his boys were going to give it to him for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
They were 7 years old, both of them twins. I had it done on time, and we got it to him, so that was kind of fun. Bob Lutz from Chrysler fame, Tom Gale, are most known for like bringing the Viper.
Oh, sure.
To the world, and also the Prowler and the PT Cruiser, all that family of cars. So I built a couple cars for Bob.
Nice.
It's very nice to get recognized by people at the level he was.
Absolutely.
With their companies and doing work for them. So it's been an exciting journey, to say the least.
These people that he's talking about, I think we are all familiar with, the Jay Leno car garage collection. ZZ Top, I'm thinking of the old videos where they had some of those custom vehicles in there. They were kind of known for that with their music. And then these head-up people, certainly with the Viper and PT Cruisers, which you see around town. It's just super exciting. But I have to think that with all of this, the reason we're here is because this does take a toll on your physical person, right?
It does.
So maybe could you tell everybody a little bit about why you sought our services out and how we've been able to help you, not only from the chiropractic side of things, but from the laser therapy side as well?
Well, first of all, I need to stay in peak condition in order to fulfill what I'm doing. This is an art that requires a lot of hand work, hand manipulation. My type of arthritis is something that you can't get rid of. You can't take a pill for it and it makes it go away. It just ends up getting worse and worse. So I'm always on the look for something. I was looking for something that would help me with that, as well as, it's affected me in a number of different places on my body. I've gone to chiropractics that would do the bone crunching and snapping, and it's kind of a violent look at manipulating your body. And then when I found out that you did trigger point, where you'll snap things into position. You have a way of gauging and testing to make sure that there's a perfect alignment there. That helped my neck tremendously, my shoulders. Then it got into, well, my hands. What can we do for that? Well, there's not a lot we can do with the trigger point, but you said that you had a laser therapy.
That's right.
I said, okay, well, I'll try it. It was remarkable. I could not believe how quickly that turned my life around with my hands and the use now of my hands, where before there was so much inflammation in the joints that I had a hard time moving without severe pain.
Sure.
You know, this is it's like a godsend. It's an amazing thing, you know, the laser therapy that you provide there, and the machine that you're using it on. There's no pain on either process, trigger point or the laser. No pain whatsoever, but the results are amazing. The result, you know, I'm a walking testimony of how good that works, and you know, I will always be a client. It's just an exciting venture that you got, that you and your wife did with taking your practice a different way than everyone else that does chiropractics, and I applaud you for that.
Well, thank you so much. So Mark, what would you tell our listeners for someone that's maybe apprehensive about trying laser therapy, or maybe is undecided about it? They're kind of on the fence. It's a small investment, small commitment of time. What would you say to those people that are thinking, I'm not so sure about this?
I believe that if you've tried a number of things throughout your life and you have issues with, like you said, dancers or athletes, myself with arthritis, there is no pain in having this done, none, and the benefits are incredible. You know, does it work for everyone? I don't know that. Did it work for me? Absolutely it worked, and I would say you don't have a whole lot to lose by trying it, and you have everything to gain with your mobility.
It is awesome when we can have the viewing audience and the listening audience see a real case that we see every day in the office. And you know, we do focus a lot on athletes, and we do focus a lot on all these different types of dancers and people like that. But this is a totally different situation that I think a lot of people can relate to. I work in a specific industry. I work in a factory. I work in machinery. And you know, when I'm thinking Mark and I think of his hands, there is no way that you can create something like this by hand if your hands are not functioning properly or working at your best. So that's really one of the reasons why we wanted to have Mark here, just to share his journey and to share his story with us, so that we could see exactly how we're helping him to create these beautiful works of art for his customers as well. And now you're passing that talent along to the next generation.
I am.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the class that you work with?
Classes for me can be they've changed with COVID and things. So where they used to be in person, now they are something that I'll either do online with a person, or a series of photographs that are sent to them with explanations of everything that's done. The students for this project aren't coming to the class because they're in California. I was doing all the work on it and discussing, filming pictures, you know, where I would get the questions, show them the results, the answers to the questions. I've been doing this for over 40 years.
That's a long time. It's a long time, but the experience shows clearly.
Yeah, and this is the conclusion of like 2 years worth of work to get this car built, but it is a exact copy of a NART Spider. That's North American Racing Team. Chinetti is the person that had these built. So all 10 of the NARTs started as coupes, and then they were cut by Ferrari into roadsters.
Wow.
So he envisioned that dream of having one, and it's all I've done all my life is build those kind of Ferraris.
Wow.
What made it interesting is we had to sew in, weave in, however you want to say it, a modern drivetrain. So the drivetrain is from a 550 Maranello,
Okay.
and so is the suspension. So you've got this beautiful old look, and you've got the modern suspension and drivetrain. So it's basically a Ferrari hot rod.
It's a resto-mod hot rod.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's a good way to look at it too, because when they're all done, it's not a dead ringer because of that drivetrain. But if they wanted a dead ringer, I could make that too.
Sure. Otherwise, this is one of one.
Yes, it is. It is.
One of one.
One of one. Happy with everything that went on with this and the people I worked with and the students. But there's a number of inner panels that have yet to go in here, but because I don't know where all of their panels or their parts are going to be, I can't really build it unless I have it.
Sure.
I do everything off center lines and laser lines, so my laser is a bit different than yours.
A little bit different, yep.
But everything is balanced with a laser. So I go off a center line and I build everything based on that.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a talent. What a talent.
Thank you.
Absolutely gorgeous. As a car guy myself, I feel like if I could contribute 1/1000% to this man creating his art, then somewhere along the line when this beauty is on the road, we'll have a little tiny part in making this project happen. So Dr. Patrick Frayne with Frayne Family Chiropractic and Laser Therapy of Green Bay with a phenomenal artist, and we're so appreciative to you, Mark, for sharing your story with us today. We hope you've enjoyed this. There's another room. Oh, here we go. So he's got the rack system. I love it. That's a beauty. Well, this has just been, I mean, fascinating to learn about something that we've never really had an opportunity to learn about before. And yeah, what I really love about it so much is I love to just see how, you know, you're using your hands every day, you're using your visual skills. I thought that, you know, some of the things you showed us today, I was surprised at how physical it was. I mean, when you were cutting the metal and had to jump on the machine to cut it. And this is just day in, day out for you, 12, 16 hours a day, you know, with your craft. And I can certainly see where, what I see is when you come in for your adjustment and how you look forward to that adjustment. You know, and what I don't see is all the work that led up to it going, thank God it's my appointment time, you know? And that's what's really, really exciting, just to see what goes on behind the scenes here for projects like this to make it all come together is fascinating. Wow.
I call it a jump shear.
That is a jump shear. You literally had to jump on it. Yeah, that's nuts. Wow.
So I guess those were like the Viper and stuff. He said, I think that would look cool on here. And I said, you're right, it would look cool. So
that'll be a ground rumbler.
it rumbles right now.
It rumbles now. Oh, that's nice. I can come back with 4 of these now. She's like, you're not even coming back with 1. Let alone are you coming back with 4? I'm like, no, we can stack them up.